The championship leader had an excursion. Dave Jenkins was involved in the mix and getting it sideways but collecting it all up. Race 1 eventually going the way of Stuart Oliver. Division 2, as ever, fiercely contested. Rody Smith was back with us. Remember him at Brands Hatch. He raced well. So too did championship leader Steve Powell and Luke Garrett. They took second and third in class behind Smith. The overall winner of race 1, though, Stuart Oliver from Ryan Smith in second place. Ideal conditions once again then for race 2 here at the Nürburgring. This, remember, is a Grand Prix circuit, and if you think Pembray's turn 1 is tight, just have a look at this. Ricky Collett leading the HGV direct truck of race 2 winner Steve Thomas down into this very tight hairpin. How they get through is beyond me, but these guys are made of stern stuff. Collett leading in the early stages from Thomas. Third position, the reigning champion Matt Summerfield. Then it's Thomas Robineau. Ray Coleman in 2 made the trip. Good to see Graham Powell back out in the 55 and 42. The Rainbow Warrior, the man from Holland, Kees Sandbergen, back racing. But coming through for the lead, Steve Thomas. He was in front when this happened. A rollover for Shane Brereton. That brought out the red flag, so it was a win for Thomas from Jenkins and Summerfield. Roddy Smith winning in Division 2 from Steve Powell and Luke Garrett. Ryan Smith up front for the third race. They did incidentally get the 77 truck of Shane Brereton back out and race ready after his rollover. Ryan Smith made an absolute stonking start. Dave Jenkins into second, side by side with Thomas Robineau. Jenkins and the Frenchman really getting stuck in together. The Digraph machine looking down the inside. Physical stuff from the previous 2 race winners. The Kelso machine of Stuart Oliver going through on the inside. A trip off the track for Sasha Lenz. But it was Stuart Oliver who came through to secure the win. Matt Summerfield receiving the attentions of Dave Jenkins in the Digraph machine, allowing Thomas Robineau to go past. So it was Stuart Oliver from Matt Summerfield and Steve Thomas in Division 1. Rody Smith, Steve Powell and Luke Garrett in Division 2. First race of the weekend about to get underway here at Donington Park, and this is actually the third time of asking. We've had 2 red flags so far. Let's hope it's third time lucky. Steve Powell on pole, Luke Garrett alongside, then Wayne Eason and Adam Bint, Jim Bennett and Joanne Eason next up. The Division 1's headed by championship leader Matt Summerfield, Dave Jenkins alongside, then Stuart Oliver and Steve Thomas on row 2. Remember, championship positions deciding the grid for race 1. Then we get into the reverse grid stuff a little bit later on. Ryan Coulson, very quick, or very eager, sticking his nose down the inside in white. He goes back into line, but it's Steve Powell leading. So Powell are in front. Then we've got 42, Luke Garrett in second position. Binty's round the outside. Oh, and Binty goes off. Here, Wayne Eason seem to clash, both on the grass. Eason's going to lose places. His missus whips past on the inside. Simon Cole in the mix as well. Good to see Simon back in the championship, and he's in the black and green Mercedes, number 41, and being chased by Tony Smith. Here comes the Blood and Thunder Brigade, the Division 1s, and it's Matt Summerfield that leads. Dave Jenkins side by side with him. 33, Steve Thomas behind. Oh, and look at Stuart Oliver muscling his way through. Oliver from the second row muscles through into the lead, but it's Steve Powell, the overall leader. Remember, the Division 1 boys start up the front. Was that Wayne had a spin there? Wayne Eason. Well, we'll try and catch up with the Division 2s in a minute, because the Div 1 boys are coming down. Jenkins is on the grass. Summerfield's through. Jenkins goes rally crossing. Through goes Ryan Smith in the 1-call machine. So Matt Summerfield second behind Stuart Oliver. There's Wayne Eason recovering in the 20 machine, and he's almost got Stuart Oliver bearing down on him already. But it's Steve Powell from Luke Garrett. Ryan Coulson is third, fourth position. Joanne Eason followed by Tony Smith. Raggedy stuff there from Jenkins. He wants to get back on the case, runs a little bit wide again. He was trying to go around the outside of the second Kelso machine. Shane Brereton driving that one again. Jenks is well off in the gravel, glances the padded barrier, and he's going to try and get back on. Very easy to get beached there, but Jenkins knows what he's doing behind the wheel of a truck, and he gets it through the gravel. He's back on in the background. as we join Steve Thomas all over the back of fellow HGV Direct driver. That was Simon Reed going wide. So Collett goes through, Thomas goes through as well, and this the battle for Division 1, second place, Oliver Thrushot, second between Summerfield and Smith, and then fourth place, Ricky Collett, and 33, Steve Thomas. Then it's Shane Brereton. Brereton running well, back end goes very wide on Collett's truck. Now is that going to scrub speed off? I think Thomas is now looking up the inside line. We go back to second, where Matt Summerfield is in second place. Ryan Smith's got his wiper on there, and he's now going to have a look through on the inside line. The one call machine trying to come through. The next corner is Schwantz, and the inside line's with Summerfield. And there he goes, he proves that was the racing line. Summerfield back in. So Oliver continues to lead Division 1. Oliver second, third in the championship, in fact, of course, behind Dave Jenkins. Summerfield the leader, Jenkins second in the championship. Ryan Coulson closing in here on Luke Garrett, coming down into the S's. And this the view from the race leader overall and, of course, Division 2, Steve Powell. And a view that he's had for a lot of the season. Clear circuit in front of him, and he's pulling away from Luke Garrett. Ryan Coulson's going to have a look for the inside line. Coulson here looks like he's got momentum and challenging for second place, coming down into Redgate. He's on the inside line. Garrett on the outside. Garrett's hanging on. Coulson has got to try and keep it tight, avoid any contact. The back end comes round. That's when you can get the inadvertent contact in these big rigs. But Powell leads. Coulson's still looking through, and Coulson's through into second position. Brian Coulson, and Garrett's losing a lot of ground. Now, has Garrett got a problem? It looks, given the amount of ground that he's lost on Ryan Coulson, could well have a problem. Stuart Oliver's getting into the Division 2 trucks now. He goes through. Simon Cole next. This is the battle for second. Matt Summerfield still there ahead of Ryan Smith. Summerfield goes through past Cole on the inside. The Mercedes sees the Division 1 trucks coming through, sticks to the outside line. Good driving by Simon. So Summerfield is through along Starkey's. But look, here comes Ryan Smith. One call. He only wants one call up the inside, doesn't he, to come through. Here comes Oliver. Then it's Joanne Eason. So we've got one Division 2 truck between the leader of Division 1 and the scrap for second place here at Donington Park. Steve Powell, the leader, also leading Division 2, of course. He's got the Division 1 leader now right behind him, Stuart Oliver in the number 7 Volvo, backed by Kelser. Ryan Coulson being passed by Matt Summerfield. Coulson goes wide, so Coulson running second in Division 2 at the moment. And Oliver has got to try and hunt down Steve Powell. Ideal conditions here. There is Ollie James up ahead of Ray Coleman in truck number 2. And we've got Joanne Eason still running in 06. And Joanne, you might remember on our last programme, picking up a podium at Thruxton. Joanne didn't make it to the Nürburgring, neither did husband Wayne. But look at the battle for the lead now. So Division 1 truck, Stuart Oliver trying to close down on the Matt Summerfield truck in terms of championship lead. And Stuart Oliver's got the lead. So Oliver the leader down the exhibition straight. There was no doubt about the lead of the class because he's well clear. Steve Powell right side. And where's Matt Summerfield? Summerfield's on the grass in the background. So Ryan Smith is now second, and Summerfield, I can't remember the last time Summerfield had a retirement. Now what's happened there I don't know, but Matt Summerfield is out of the race. He's got a very good lead, 151 points to Stuart Oliver's 136, and there is the HRVS backed man out of the race. I'm sure he didn't have a retirement last year. I'll have to check through last year's results, but I'm pretty certain that's a very unusual thing to see. Shane Brereton in 77 carries on his way. Ricky Collett down the inside of the 46 machine of Tony Smith. Tony showing some good pace. Collett runs a little bit wide. Simon Reed's going to try and come up the inside. Ryan Smith's got up into second. We've still got Steve Thomas in third place, or up into third place, I should say, in Division 1. Steve Powell is third on the road and leading Division 2. Ricky Collett gets the back end around there. David Jenkins has recovered. Through goes Adam Bint in number 5, then Ollie James in the Freightliner. A little bit of clear track before the rest of them come through, but here it is, Stuart Oliver in the Kelso machine looking to add another title to his cannon. He goes on to the last lap. He's going to pick up a load of points here. It's going to close the championship gap down to 5 points if he finishes first. Ryan Smith is second, but look at this bun fight we've got going on here. Ryan Coulson is still running in second place. The white truck, second position in Div 2. Dave Jenkins has gone through. Jenks is running well in Division 1 and trying to make up some more positions. He's down behind Simon Reed and Ricky Collett at the moment. Oh, Reed, did he touch the back end of Collett's truck? And Jenkins could sense a further 2 points here. David Jenkins, once he gets those points in his nostrils, he'll be all over them, and he is all over them. So coming down the Craner curves, Collett and Reed side by side. Collett goes on the grass. Is the truck upset? No, it isn't. Carries on. Thought he might have had the back end come round. Reed's on the grass again. Jenkins picks off one place, gets another point back, and now he's got Collett in his sights. Meanwhile, Powell from Thomas, third and fourth in the race, followed by Shane Brereton running fourth in Division 1. Brereton's getting more and more experience of these. Look at Jenkins in the digraph truck, challenging hard, but it's Stuart Oliver who's going to take the first win of 5 races here this weekend at Donington Park. Wayne Eason is across the line in front of him. Wayne's got another lap to do, but it's Oliver's win. Ryan Smith in second. Steve Thomas has got through for a third overall, third in class, of course, in Div 1. Steve Powell, we're on board with the man who's going to win Division 2 once again. So Powell extends his championship lead. Shane Brereton takes fourth. Great result for Brereton. Stuart Oliver the winner. Ryan Smith second from Steve Thomas. Steve Powell wins Div 2. Shane Brereton fourth in Div 1. Then